This weekend at Star Wars Celebration, we got the final gameplay trailer for Star Wars Jedi Survivor on the Sunday. Stig, the game director, and Cameron Monaghan, so Cal Kestis himself, came out onto the live stage and debuted this trailer. Now, I was there and I did film a reaction, sort of a crowd reaction to this trailer, which you may or may not have seen already. But now I'm home from Celebration and I'm going to be basically just doing a quick breakdown of this trailer for you guys, because there's a few things that they said on stage which is really interesting, and also there's just some details here which I want to go over now as well with you. So without wasting any more time, I'm just going to jump straight into this trailer with a bit of a sort of a reaction breakdown with it. We start off here where there's a lot of sand, like something's happened, which I think is very relevant to the story trailer that came out, and then obviously developers and publishers, stormtroopers shooting. It's really interesting. I think that is on Kobo. I think this is all Kobo. Like, Kobo's massive. It kind of looks pretty similar. That up here, which you can see the cursor there, that kind of to me looks like it could be an old Jedi temple potentially, or I mean, you never know, this could be somewhere else like Jeddah. I don't really know. There's a lot of deserty planets within Star Wars, so we will just have to wait and see, really. Another look at Seer. There's quite a lot of shots actually from this trailer that we used in other trailers, which is quite cool. This, to me, very much looks like Coruscant. You can see the Aurebesh. I mean, you can't see it behind my camera, but there's some Aurebesh behind me here. There's some other advertisements and stuff going on. To me, it very much seems like Coruscant streets with scout troopers fighting. This is the Tronto shell that we saw in the IGN gameplay preview. Like, you sort of scan it with BD1 binoculars, and then, yeah, clearly this is a cutscene where he scans it and gets lifted up and stuff. Just a bit of a wholesome BD1 moment, which I'm looking forward to seeing more of. Yeah, this, again, I mean, to me, it kind of looks Kobo-y. Again, I don't know. Like, the thing is, the only planets we know about in this game so far are Kobo and Coruscant, as far as I'm aware, so, yeah, I don't think they're going to show off much else. There's a really cool dismemberment moment there, actually, which I'm sure you saw, but just look at that. Like, his leg is gone just from that big slam, which is, I'm really looking forward to that. This is really interesting. I saw people sort of mentioning Boba Fett here. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but it's really hard to see anything, but this clearly to me looks like someone important. No idea who it could be. This is really cool though. So after this trailer aired, Stig was saying to the live stage and Anthony Carboni, who was like hosting at the time, that everything we've seen in all of the trailers are like, apart from this, like the reveal trailer we got, or like the very first one we got last May, everything is kind of like gameplay in engines, very much sort of stuff. Like, this trailer was not, with this gameplay trailer, it's not cutscene, so this is all gameplay, so it looks like we're actually going to be able to ride speeder bikes, which is just awesome. And there'll probably be some button combos and stuff like that with the Force to lift it up into that TIE fighter, which is just insane. This is from the story trailer again. And here's the Jedi Temple. So it very much seems Cal got captured by the Empire and it's being taken to what used to be the Jedi Temple, which is going to be insane if we can walk around in. But this is now obviously the Emperor's Imperial Palace. And we know in general, like, below the Jedi Temple there is like a Sith sort of thing. So it'd be really interesting if we get to see a bit more of that. But I'm really excited to go here, go back to Coruscant again in a game like this. Yeah, first sort of photorealistic look at the Imperial Palace in a long time, really. So that'll be exciting. This, again, I think is Coruscant. Just random stuff there. There's Merrin Grease back there in that shot. This is on Kobo. Looks like it's just outside the cantina with this very eccentric looking but cool droid, actually. Really cool. This droid is holding this device. Pretty sure this is what was used to open the Jedi Meditation Chamber in the gameplay we got from IGN back in February. This device has some importance, I just don't know what it is yet. There's Bode. Yeah, you got Bode. This is the cantina again, Grease's cantina. Got some stuff in the background and whatnot, so that's cool. Rancor fight. This was in the B-roll preview footage that the content creators got to play in LA. Grease, Merrin BD, ATST on a very deserty planet. I think this would be really cool if it was Jeddah, to be honest. And in fact, this kind of makes me think even more that this could be Jeddah. Just because this statue reminds me of the fallen Jedi statues on Jeddah, which I think happens during the High Republic, actually, which is really cool. So this could be Jeddah, potentially. Or it could be like Korriban or something. I don't know. We'll see. Again, Jeddah or Kobo or something. This is a sort of giant. This kind of reminds me of like the big octopus droids from the Clone Wars episode, like where they invade Kamino and stuff. Probably isn't, but it looks cool. More sort of Jedi Temple stuff. Ravis here. He is a Gendai, and we get to see very much that as well. So he's the same species as Durg from like the original like cartoon Clone Wars back in 2003, I think it is. Durg is now canon thanks to the comics, but this is like the first look at a photorealistic Gendai, which is really cool. There are some in Star Wars The Old Republic as well, actually. But you can see here, actually, in that previous shot, you can just sort of see like his armor's gone off his arm, but you can see like his all his veins and stuff. Because like Gendai don't have bones, like they're very much like a sort of a liquid, veiny, muscular life form. So and they regenerate as well. So if you cut this arm off, it will just sort of like grow back, and it's kind of weird, but really cool. We clearly have the crossguard lightsaber at this point. Whether this is like the final fight against Ravis, or it could be the first of many, we don't know, but you can just clearly see the Gendai features taking place here, which is really cool. So he's got full armor again, so this is clearly at the start of the fight. Droidekas in the Trade Federation ship, it's awesome. Really excited to fight them. Seer again. There's that droid. So this is interesting. So this is the droid that we saw earlier. This is the device that the droid was holding. BD1's up here. Cal's here. This is the main villain of the game. We don't know his name yet. I imagine the creators probably do, but they're obviously just not allowed to say at the moment. We'll find out more about him, but this very much seems to be a Jedi from the High Republic era who essentially turns Sith, or not necessarily Sith, but he leans into the dark side or something. This device has some importance. This is a Neku, I think it's called, is a mount. This again looks like it's on Kobo. This is really interesting though, because this isn't the same sort of Jedi guy, but whoever this is has a dual-wield blue lightsaber. So I'm really interested to see who this is. Could they be a Jedi? Is this like a training mode? Because this very much looks like a sort of a training arena of some kind. Really don't know what to expect from this one, but it looks really cool anyway. As again, there was another good shot there of the double blade. There you go, yeah, double blade. Really interesting armor design and stuff. And again, this feels like a combat area of some kind, so I feel like it could potentially be training of some kind. We'll see. I think this is on Kobo again. I'll try and get a better frame. There you go. So this looks like it's on Kobo, but like at the top, like we know that there's this big thing suspended in the air. So I think this could be Cal and Bode on top of that. And there's clearly just a combo move going on here with those two of them. More Ravis fight, and you could see his arm again was very much in that liquid, veiny form. So I think maybe we potentially cut his arm off and then it grows back, or it's just the fact that we took out his armor. Really cool combo there from Cal. And that is the trailer. So I think this is honestly one of my favorite trailers. Then the music at the end here, like just with sort of Cal's theme with it, is just awesome. It's a great trailer. I'll be covering Jedi Survivor a huge amount, especially at launch. So do make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you want to stay up to date with the game and everything else Star Wars gaming. That is going to do it from me today though. Thank you all very much for watching, and may the Force be with you always.